Hello friends, I am here with the second video and it is priority scheduling. So this is another easy one like the previous video, like the previous scheduling policy, first come first serve. So here, before moving to what is priority scheduling, I think now you can see a big difference between the first table which we used in the FCFS and in this table. Yes, that is, we don't have a column named arrival time, right? We only have process, burst time and priority. So this priority, this column is named to this priority scheduling. So now here there is no arrival time. That means AT is 0, right? If there is no arrival time, that means AT is 0, right? So what is the meaning of arrival time is 0? That means all the processes arrive at the same time, right? So if there is no arrival time, that means AT is 0, and if AT is 0, that means all the processes arrives at the same time, right? So that is the basic of this priority scheduling, and now let's move to what is priority scheduling. So what happens here is the lowest number or the value in this priority column gets the highest priority. Right? So from these values, the lowest number gets the highest priority. And now let's start with the first step, which is the Gantt chart. Right, so now you can see that the AT is 0, right? So we have to start with 0. Now let's move to this column, these values. From these values, you can see 1 is the minimum, right? 1 is the lowest value. So then without any doubt, you can select P2 as the first process which comes to the chart, right? So P2, and we have to write the burst time here, it is 5, right? And now we are done with P2. And next 3, 4, 5 and 2, from these 4 it is P5, right? P5, and its burst time is 1. So 5 plus 1, it is 6. We are done with P5 as well. Now you can see here, now you can see in this also we ignore the burst time when selecting the processes to place here, right? We give the priority based on the values in this priority column. We ignore burst time as same as in the FCFS, right? So now we are done with P5, and now let's see what is the lowest among these 3. It is 3, that means P1. So now we are done with P1 as well. So the burst time is 8. So now we have to add 8 here. So it is 14. and then it is P3, right? P3, so 14 plus 2, 16, and finally P4. So we're done with P4 as well. It is 1 here, so we write 17. Right, so we are done with the Gantt chart. So let's check whether it's correct. So I told you in the previous video to check whether the Gantt chart is correct. You can get the total of the burst time. It is 17 here, and here also you have the 17 as the last value. So these values are same. That means our Gantt chart is correct, right? So now let's move to the next part, which is finding the waiting time. Right. To find the waiting time, I gave you the equation and I hope you can remember that. That is, waiting time equals visiting time minus arrival time. Right. So let's start with P1. P1 visiting time is 6 minus arrival time is 0, right? So for each and every process, the arrival time is 0. So it becomes 6, and then P2, it's 0 minus 0, 0, and then P3, 14 minus 0, 14, then P4, 16, and finally P5, 5 minus 0, 5, right? So the answer is, the total waiting time is 41 milliseconds, and the average waiting time is 41 divided by the number of processes, the total value divided by the number of processes, which means here it is 5, and the answer is 8.2 milliseconds, right? So actually it is nothing to do here because the arrival time is 0. I hope you understood, and now let's move to turnaround time. Here also there's an equation which is turnaround time equals waiting time plus the burst time, right? So you have to keep these equations in your mind to solve this. Let's start with P1. It is 6 plus 8, which becomes 14. Then P2, 0 plus 5, again 5. Then P3, it is 14 plus 2, 16. P4, 16 plus 1, 17, and finally P5, 5 plus 1, again 6, right? So the total becomes 58 milliseconds, and the average turnaround time becomes 58 divided by 5, which is 11.6 milliseconds. Right. So now we are done with all 5 steps. Drawing the Gantt chart, then finding the waiting time, average waiting time, turnaround time, and finally the average turnaround time. So this is how we solve priority scheduling. So I hope you understood everything, and now we are done with 2 scheduling policies and 3 more to go. They are shortest job first and round robin. So the links for the videos are given in the description, so you can watch them and get a good idea about those scheduling policies, and we'll meet in the next video. Till then, be safe. Thank you.